So leadership and teamwork are extremely important in Formula One. This concept of leadership goes far beyond simply giving orders. It's about setting standard and inspiring everyone to reach it. In my experience, and I spent over 14 years in F1, all this experience showed me that leadership is all about understanding individual trends, strengths, and motivation of each team member, engineers, mechanic, data analysis, pit crew, because all these people are very, very important and they all have an input. And orchestrate them towards a common objective under intense time pressure is absolutely fundamental. When you're on the track, you will know that the margin for the error is microscopic. So everybody's contribution is absolutely vital to contribute to the success of the team. And if you try to make every person feel genuinely accountable for the outcome, you will reach this framework of leadership and teamwork. Well, in terms of lesson in innovation, it's very important one more time in Formula One, and you can take lesson from any business. Innovation in F1 is absolutely non-negotiable. It's the lifeblood, literally, of staying competitive. If you imagine you start a season with a good car, if you don't innovate after 24 races, if you don't bring any performance increase, you will become last or in the middle of the pack. That's how important innovation is important in F1. In each session, all the team advance the boundaries of technology and design in pursuit of very marginal gain. In F1, we're not talking about gaining second. In F1, we are talking about gaining an addition of hundreds, thousands. That's how the team work, and that's what they do. How do they do that? From rapid prototyping in wind tunnel to continuously analyzing real-time performance. These sports teach you that innovation is absolutely fundamental, and the curiosity and the willingness to challenge the statu quo, it's what brings innovation in F1. So again, a very common process is the continuous improvement, which is absolutely the norm in F1. You have to improve every day, every week, every month. If not, you simply fall back behind the opponents. And this iterative development becomes literally a way of life in Formula One. So some of the key strategy for high performance team that we can translate from Formula One to let's say business is every high performance team are built on mutual respect, as simple as that. When I say mutual respect, you need to have also clarity of role. It's very important. You need to have a strong sense of shared purpose. And this clarity of role is extremely important because you will have noticed that in all the business, if you don't really know what your top line manager is doing or what the people report to you or who they report to, it creates some confusion. So that's the key to having a high performance team. First, you have to articulate a vision that people feel genuinely invested in. As a second point, I would say you have to create an environment where communication is open, honest, and very constructive. No pointing finger. If you have a pointing finger culture in F1, it simply doesn't work because people don't want to take risks, they don't want to innovate. So you need to create a constructive environment. And lastly, I would say to set standard very high and also provide the support, the tools and the resources for the people that need to meet them. So it could be either training, data insights, state-of-art tools. So it's all very important. And finally, the last point I would like to say is that they're all very high performance. You need to celebrate success and acknowledge failure because that's how you make progress. I often say you don't learn much from the success apart smiling, but you learn a lot from the failure because this is how you make progress. In F1, for example, every single pit stop or engine tweak or chassis tweak changes you do on the tires, it's all a team effort. It's never a single person effort. So no one succeed alone. It's all about the team and succeeding as a team. So a winning mindset is a very important concept to me. And in my opinion, is a belief that you can and will improve no matter how successful you've been in the past. So that's how I would summarize it in one sentence. And to be honest, is a combination of common sense, optimism, resilience, and adaptability to the change. And that will keep you pushing forward even when you're facing some setbacks, let's say. So it involves obviously a very high preparation, a maximum focus in the moment, and the confidence that you will be able to make this split decision that will make a difference. So it needs really a continuous learning from yourself, but also learning from the competitors, from the data, from all the tools you have, from your success, from your failure. And it's all in the pursuit of being better tomorrow than you were yesterday. So that's how you build, to me, a winning mindset. So in Formula One, the management and the mitigation, let's say, of risk is part of the game, is part of your everyday work. Basically, it's an intricate, I would say, dance of preparation, preparation pre-events, preparation post-events, data analysis, simulation, correlation, contingency plan. So you have to understand that in Formula One, even before the car touches the track, simulation will run thousands and sometimes millions of simulation. And this simulation, what are they giving you? They give you scenarios, and these scenarios will allow you to predict some outcome and potential pitfalls. It's not bulletproof, but they are very important because you will be able to say, okay, if this happens, if this safety car goes out on this lap, I will be able to react this way. If the driver said that, I will do this, and this. So all this preparation, it's very important. From tire degradation to brake wear, to engine wear, to changing of weather condition. So you need to be able to make proactive adjustments rather than being reactive fixes, if you know what I mean. And this whole decision-making structure is very, very well defined in Formula One. Who calls the strategy? Who calls the tire? Who make the final judgment on the car setup? So this is what we discussed a bit earlier about establishing a clear role, clear accountability, and you need very rigorous protocols and process. You need to rely on data. It's a very data-driven environment, Formula One. So this is how Formula One team minimize the likelihood of failure, basically, as simple as that, to be as prepared as possible. Well, I have a lot of examples of high pressure. I remember one when Kimi was shouting at me on the radio, and this has been broadcasted to millions of persons in the world. So I remember discussing with a young engineer at the time. They were completely frozen by the stress, and they were telling me, Julien, how do you coordinate the work with the guys, but also talk to Kimi while he's driving the car at 200 miles per hour? Like in all high stakes environments, I would say the secret of decision making lies in preparation, in clarity, and in trust between people. You can't have, let's say, between a race engineer, for example, that was my previous job, and a driver, if there is no trust, if there is no clarity and no preparation, it cannot work. Simple as that. So the preparation means knowing your playbook inside out. The driver asks you a question, you know the answer straight away because you are prepared, you have simulated the scenario. The clarity involves basically cutting out through noise. You know, when I was race engineer, I had a lot of engineers giving me information on the radio, sometimes too much. My job was to filter this information, to cut out the noise, and to give to the driver the relevant information. And all that makes that the team is working better. Basically, every second count, every thousandth of a second count. So you have to rely on the data, on the insight from the experts, but also sometimes on your gut feeling. You know, so and this gut feeling is improved from experience. So that's also very, very important. For me, the best decision arises from combining common sense, rational analysis with the confidence that your preparation has given you the tools to succeed. As simple as that. Well, that's a very interesting question. What I do really hope that audiences will take away is basically to walk away from my speech with a new sense of possibility, and also having new practical tools that turn possibility into action. I would like to teach them a lesson learned in an F1 garage, the relentless innovation, teamwork under pressure, strategy restocking, and continuous improvements, which are fundamental key in an F1 environment. And you can directly apply them to your own personal and professional challenge. I'm strongly believer on that. And I want them to feel inspired to embrace change. So don't be afraid to take a decision. Don't be afraid to innovate. That's how you go forward. You have to strive for excellence even when it seems out of reach. So always push, and push again. And if you do all these careful executed steps, if you have a procedure in place, if you are well prepared, if you have trust, accountability, you will succeed. And ultimately, I hope to encourage them to cultivate a winning mindset and apply it across all areas of their lives.